What is up, guys? In today's video we have an inside the mindset video where I'll walk you through my thoughts and decisions as I play in Fortnite Zero Build. As always, if you guys do find this video to be helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like some more, and if you guys would like to use my code in the shop when getting anything, it is EvolveJake, just like my channel name is, and it's underneath the webcam at all times. I'll be landing Tiptop Terrace this game. I don't know if I actually have landed here yet for one of these videos. It's an okay POI. Typically, it doesn't see much players, which is why I haven't landed here for one of these videos. But at this point in the season, it kind of gets to the point where, like, do I land at the same places I've been landing for these videos and have, like, a somewhat repetitive video? Or land somewhere where there's maybe not as many people? Like, it gets harder to make this style of content, I feel like, as the season goes on. Especially if there isn't, like, large updates that are shaking up the game. But here we are. This is a POI I like quite a bit. There's not the most loot here. It was a lot better during the Winterfest update. Like, the added loot those Christmas trees gave brought it from, like, an okay POI to, like, a pretty solid POI, in my opinion. It's a place that I usually only come here for surfing. Like, if I get a surfing game that puts me kind of on this corner of the map, then I'm fine with coming here. But outside of that, I don't really come here too frequently. Hopefully, we end up getting crash pads. With the boosted spawn rate, it should be fine, but prior to the boosted spawn rate happening, I would not want to land here at all. Because with, like, minimal loot, your chances of getting crash pads are quite low. We need to drink a mini. Because the slurp gives, like, 80, so if I get this mini off, we're not going to... I would have gotten more shield, basically. If I drink the mini a bit sooner, then we would have been able to get to 100 shield off the slurp, but it's not going to happen this game. Be like 90, yeah. Don't know what I'd want between the blue sovereign or the duels. But I feel like I do like the duels more. Neither of which are my preferred shotgun, though. Let me go. Not the loot I was hoping to have. Don't have an iron pump. Don't have crash pads. You do get a decent amount of gold here, typically, if the cash register spawn, so you can buy stuff from the vending machines. Also, I don't have, like, the shield item I would like to have. Slice was also a lot better, I feel like, earlier on in the season when the sword portal was over here. That was, like, another reason to kind of potentially land here, was, like, you get that sword and then loot this place. The heck, I was hitting the roof behind it. The hollow SMG can kind of work as your mid-range weapon. Okay, nice, we have the dead AR. I was gonna say, it can work. It's just lacking in range. It falls off very hard. And without mobility, it was going to be even harder for me to play off that. Like, if I was going to want to use that as my mid-range weapon, I would want to be able to be, like, aggressive and push people and, like, make fights something where, like, the range of my weapon isn't as big of a problem. But I don't have any mobility right now, so that would have been even harder to make do with. Stump over here that has 3 chests on it. I think a bot landed here and, like, destroyed it, because that happens sometimes. Nice, we can get a gray iron pump. I'm hoping to go over towards this balloon and hopefully get crash pads from it if we get there in time. I don't think I'm going to get there in time, though. I think this thing is going to be long gone by the time I'm there. We will see, though. But this is, like, kind of like what I was worried about with landing at a spot like that, is I've just seen nobody. And then also with the lack of loot, I didn't get any mobility. Yeah, the balloon is leaving. Get a green pump. Hopefully there's a car at this gas station. But that's also pretty unlikely. The spawn rate of cars is not great. This area was already looted. There are leftover crash pads, though. That's huge for me. We can get one of these barrels to be full health, too. Nice, we got a car. We can go over towards Lethal Labs. This is typically an area where there's like a good amount of players. Full slurps. I have enough gold that I can maybe see if Jonesy is upgrading weapons. Crown was just on the ground over there, so I'm gonna go try to third party that, and then we can maybe come back towards Jonesy afterwards. But this person being over here is like a temporary, you know, thing. They might leave if I took the time to speak to Jonesy and stuff. Not very much damage, but that guy, he's getting shot by somebody else. And I think the person he's getting shot by is in the balloon, so... might not be really fighting. The person in the balloon jumped out and glided over there. I don't know if he knows that I'm following. I don't know where the other guy went. It was like, okay, yeah. I'm gonna say it was somewhere over here. Shockwaves would be great right now to shockwave through the wall. Such an awkward fight. Like I have to just like be dumb pushing into him for the fight to actually take place. I don't think the player that died first had any other crash pads. We could check though. Might have been the wingsuiting player. Yeah, let's do this, I guess. We can swap cars real quick. I think I just seen somebody by this little house. Maybe I didn't. See what Jonesy is doing. There was a bunker on the ground over here though. I don't know if that was like old though. Likely was. Actually, there's fighting over here. Same thing I kind of talked about earlier. They get stunned, and the player who got the kill killed an AI. Maybe not actually. The shooting stopped, and in the kill feed, an AI had just died to somebody. So I was less inclined to third party that because he's selling ammo. That's unfortunate. I was less inclined to third party that because if it was a player killing an AI, they probably didn't really take much damage or anything, and so there's not as much of a need to. Also, I'd meant to pick up the purple duels back by the guy I killed there. I prefer the pump to the duels, but if it's a rarity difference that big, I probably should just take it. And then same thing, I could have bought the gold one there, but I'd rather have heals. If I had more gold, I would have got both the gold duels and big pots. That's an AI. Maybe loot this real quick and see if there's crash pads, because I would prefer to have that over the wingsuit. The pump. Nice. don't know. Like, I wanted to use the car, but I thought it was stuck for a second. And then by the time I got out, I realized it wasn't stuck. He's gone. He wingsuited. I think there was somebody else over here, though, that he was looking at. Like, the way he was playing this mountain, seems like there's another enemy nearby. I'd rather take the bigs than a 90 chug. This does hit through the car. That was the mythic one as well. Oh, shoot. And this is why mobility is so important. Because if this player has mobility, I'm a free kill to them right now. But the fact that they have none means that I'm able to get away and heal. And they can't really do much about it. They had a wingsuit, but that's not like mobility that's good in the sense of like fighting. They still probably could have used it there and it would have worked out. I don't know. That's also a fight for them where like having bunkers or bubbles would have been kind of enough to push me because they could have like thrown it and then sprinted to it and then played off of it. But just sitting on the mountain and ARing at the bush is not the most likely thing to work out. And that fight was very turnable. He's probably somewhat healthy though. He had a slurp ticking. That was a player I ran over and thought was an AI. They were real, but like they were just... Their movement on the bridge seemed so weird that I thought they were not real. He was like right here. A drop just got opened. I'd like to buy more big pots. This guy's a problem. Try to sneak up on them, I guess. I don't like fighting on these mountains with crash pads, though. The fact that it's all like so steep makes it weird when you're trying to crash pad. I don't want to use this zipline because it would make noise. And the zipline noise in the visual audio for it is very loud. And like the range you see visual audio is very large. And so if I use that zip, we get here a little bit faster, but he really ready for me at that point. And him not being ready for me is going to make this kill a lot easier. Hopefully he doesn't get visual audio on that. A little bit I moved. And then we go. It's a free kill. See how many slurps he had? Just one. I don't know where the person was that he was shooting. We need more crash pads. Heck. Oh, the zone was going the other way for a second. It was so confusing. 3 opponents remain. All the way into Cartman Land. Shots over here. We can get to this bush and then look for more info on where they are. There's butters. More crash pads to my left. Don't know where those shots were though. I don't think he was doing the shooting game. I think he just shot at something. Didn't shoot very much. Getting right there would be nice. I think that's like a high point. Oh wait, he is doing the shooting game? He just shot once because you only need to shoot once. Most people like stay shooting it. I don't know if it actually affects the quality of loot you get, but you get loot regardless. I don't land here, come here very frequently. Get out. Like crouch walking right now to not make visual audio. He's gone though. You got a car thing. Tony Stark, I got beef with him, dude. I hated the Iron Man gloves so much in the Marvel season. Block on once. We're making him waste resources at least. He ran into storm and died. Even if he got away there, the fact that I just made him waste like 5 crash pads and didn't use any myself. By like 3 or 4. But either way, the fact that I made him use a lot of crash pads and I didn't get like use any myself, it's a pretty big deal. Especially when you get later into the game like this, making people waste their mobility or waste their cover items before like zone rotation happens can make your life a lot easier. You just run them out of options. Hopefully there's nobody in this bush. Check it real quick. 1v1v1. Zone pulled back to that gas station. Don't want to shoot too much. And when I stop shooting, I want to move. Because if you're in a bush shooting like this, they can just look at where the bullets are coming from and then shoot there if you're not like moving while you're shooting. Bunker on his bunker to potentially knock him back. Doesn't happen. But he wasn't playing the top part. Now we did. I like knocked him up to where I could shoot him. My pump is like permanently not loaded. GG's. Few little bunker fights there at the end. But yeah, when you bunker on somebody's bunker like that, the tires from yours can knock them back. So if he threw his bunker and then immediately tried to run to the top to shoot at me, the fact that I threw my bunker on his would have knocked him back into the open area. And so when I got to my bunker, I would have just been able to like easily get the kill on him and take less damage when pushing him because the tires threw him off. And then same thing with the other guy. Like I didn't have ammo to fight with. None of my guns were loaded. So I just want to throw another bunker and then play on the top of it. But that is going to be it for this video. As always, if you guys did find this to be helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more. No, it wasn't the greatest game, but kind of like what I talked about at the start of the video. Let me know what you think between just landing at the same spots. Like I could land Riptides and probably have a more exciting game, but I've also landed at Riptides several times for these videos already. So I try to change it up, but when there isn't very many like consistently populated areas, it's kind of weird to make these videos. But I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.